I remember way back when Smash Ultimate was barely more than speculation and hype. The announcement of a dedicated direct had everybody take up the job of a wannabe conspiracy theorist. What characters are gonna make it in? What's this game's exclusive mode? What's the single player content gonna look like? All very interesting, but I had my sights set on something a bit obvious to predict, but also kind of neglected. What's this game's stage roster gonna look like? With Brawl and Smash 4 bringing back the same pool of melee stages over and over, I was really hoping to see the neglected melee stages and other cut stages from the series past finally return. And that would obviously line up with the "everybody is here" theme, so I figured it's a safe bet on way more stages being revived and not just those from the previous installment. What I wasn't expecting was a literal 100 stages to make it over. Even by Sakurai standards, that felt a bit insane. All of the characters coming back, yeah, makes sense, they're the main hook of the series, but stages? This casual garbage is actually returning? I never expected Hanenbo of all stages to make a comeback. I never expected Kraid's Lair to be re-inhabitable. I mean, I never expected 100 stages to be in a single game. I was in awe, to say the least. Now, from here, I'd like to hand narration back to my younger self from 2018.
Hi.
Hey, you alright? Analysing this particular stage is a project I initially undertook just after that first Smash Ultimate Direct had aired, months before Ultimate's actual release, and although a little dated, I think I handled the job decently well. I'll interject here and there, but otherwise, here's an authentic view from a time before Smash Ultimate.
Among the numerous things I hope to see, I was looking forward to seeing more unannounced stages, and we were given the honour of seeing every damn one. My introduction to Smash started on the N64 version. However, my fondest memories remain with Brawl. I never expected stages like Hanenbo and Mario Bros to return, yet both are here for Ultimate and I couldn't feel happier. Initially I wanted to cover Hanenbo, although to start safer in testing a new series, I feel something I'm more familiar with is more appropriate. So let's start with Mario Bros. The stage of Mario Bros originates from the arcade title of the same name. The game has multiple levels, referred to as phases. Layout-wise they remain identical, however the platforms themselves would change in material to give different effects on the terrain. As the player made progress through the phases, the enemies would typically become faster. The first phase takes place with these blue platforms representing generic terrain. It's the plumber's job to rid the sewers of shell creepers and sidesteppers, which for reference I'll be referring to them as Koopas and Crabs respectively. To do this, the player would have to hit a platform from the underside, causing a small bump above. When timed correctly, these bumps would allow the player to knock over enemies. Mario, or Luigi, would then have to walk into them in order to take them out. If an enemy reaches the bottom floor, they'll take a pipe back to the top, restarting their cycle. Also at the bottom of the sewers is a power block. Hitting one would cause all grounded enemies to topple over, although this could cause a dilemma if the player isn't fast enough to take all of them out. Later on in Super Mario Bros. 3, the stage will be referenced in a minigame that pits the brothers against each other. Much later on, the entire game would appear as a minigame through several Game Boy Advance titles such as Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Decades after the original arcade release, the stage would also see a comeback in a multiplayer mode for New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Although a year prior to the Wii game, the stage was seen in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Brawl stage remains pretty much identical to the first phase of the arcade original. Assets feel ported directly from the titular cabinet, remaining in their blocky arcade look, however now in 3D. Additional to this version is the borders have been put much further out, expanding the pipelines and flooring. Koopas also make a return with their crab companions, roaming around the dank void causing harm to any players that get in their way. Once again they can be defeated with a hit from below, however this time fighters can also immobilise them with their smashing movesets. The Koopas and crabs can even be picked up by players and threw as projectiles to deal a good chunk of damage. A noteworthy interest is that in the original game, both players and enemies could loop around the stage by walking around these borders. While the same still remains true for the sewer habitants, the player is unable to do this and will instead die from the blast zones.
Something curious to note is that 6 years after the release of Super Smash Bros. Brawl came Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS, which introduced a stage based on the NES game Balloon Fight. On this stage, players could now walk past the edges of the screen and loop around to the other side, much like in the original Balloon Fight and the Mario Bros. Arcade game. Another 4 years later, when Smash Bros. Ultimate brought back the Mario Bros. Stage, that same mechanic was retroactively fitted into the Mario Bros. Stage. Players are still KO'd if they are launched off-screen and don't just walk off, making the non-stompable Koopas and Crabs' immense knockback power turn Mario Bros. Into the only battleground where stage hazards are almost a necessity to actually win a fight. Thank you. Now, let's return to a previous portrayal of myself without this knowledge.
Enemies still behave as they did in Mario Bros, being able to take pipes and become faster if left alone after being knocked over. As far as recreation goes, this stage is pretty much the most faithful recreation for a Smash game. But then again, we have to remember it is a Smash game. Unlike every other stage in the game, the camera remains at a fixed angle. And you've also got to remember, a large emphasis of Smash is knocking players off of the stage. Pretty much every other stage in Super Smash Bros. Has some sort of hole players can fall down. Furthermore, because of the position of platforms, the player will just bounce around everywhere if launched. It is kind of a mess of a stage, but it is a fun one to be fair. There's definitely a casual focus in mind and nothing more. So how about we play it? You want to play Smash Bros?
Right then, you're gonna put this in your funny moments.
Yeah man, yeah man.
No, you went out the other side.
Mate, look. What? No, no!
Oh, combos.
Okay. Oh, watch it, watch it. I'm gonna Falcon Punch this Koopa.
Just the weight.
No, in Mario World, 3D World, there was like a mini game. Well, there's like they remade this game, or they ported this game, but all the both characters were Luigi.
This is just the worst stage.
Okay.
And you're very sure you don't want to play Mario Bros.
I'm really sure. I'm really just done with today.
Fair enough. I guess I can grab Kirby instead.
Oh my god, die, please!
I can't lie, I don't think any of this is usable. So do you want to play more Mario Bros?
No, I don't think I do. I think I want to leave.
Please play Mario Bros with me. I beg.
We're doing the stage, like the same stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how does it feel to be back?
Am I dead already? Oh, it feels great. It feels great to be back on of all stages. This. I mean, isn't that just great?
I'm playing on random. Don't judge.
Nah, you main Robin.
The power block just saved you. Me throwing the sword hit the power block and saved you. I love that Rosalina just has an inbuilt shield for this stage.
What's my Luma like skin colored?
I just picked out an alive crab. I felt like going to some kind of restaurant and picking out a lobster to eat while it's still living. I'm trying to grab the crab with the fishing rod, man. Oh, good combo.
What even happened? If you died there, it would have been... I can say that about a lot of things in this stage, just what even happened.
I want a Z drop a thing on you. I reckon that'll be like proper wham. Okay, never mind. Come on, that was a cool combo.
Okay, you had to do the taunt. Whoever made this stage was Z dropped on their head as a baby.
What? I am going to cry.
I can't even kill you by resting.
What?
You hit the crab on the other side.
I'm doing so poorly this match. So retro game.
What's up with the fireballs as well? Like, why do these things only... Oh, it's gone.
Okay, fair enough.
Say that a lot on this stage.
There's barely anything else to say. It's not even fair. I'm just like, just giving it the benefit of the doubt, hoping for mercy. Why?
Like, this feels like Wormhole or whatever the f we made. What was that?
First off, thank you for watching this.
I know it's casual garbage, but I really appreciate the stage Mario Bros. And any other retro stupid stages. A lot of the more miscellaneous things are so accurate to their source material. These are lovely. I'm very happy to be here. It's like in a museum! You know, a museum where the things are still active and alive. I think that's just called history, but still.